I'm gonna show you some easy tips for growing a vertical herb garden at home. I think a lot of reasons why people don't have herb gardens is because we think we don't have the space, but you do have the space if you go vertical. So think about going up and down, and I have the coolest hack. These shoe organizers are super easy to find, really affordable, and I like that it's canvas so it looks a little more elevated. Once you have your shoe organizer, you're gonna choose your herbs. We use a lot of mint in cocktails, so I picked up some spearmint and sweet mint. We love basil. We use it in everything from our pizza sauces to our salads. And of course, we had to pick up some cilantro for Taco Tuesday nights. First, we're gonna hang our shoe organizer, and I'm actually just gonna use the back of my pantry door. It works out well because it gets a decent amount of light. You can try a few places in your house because you can use command strips to post this anywhere, but I think you might be surprised how beautiful it looks once the plants are in every single pocket. To keep it simple, I kept all of my herbs in the pots that they came in, and then I simply found these little plant trays at the nursery that fit perfectly in each pocket. This is really important because every time you water your herbs, you wanna make sure that you're getting all that excess water. So all you're gonna do is put your plant tray into the pocket of your shoe organizer and then top it with your herb pot. Now, organization is key. On the top row, I'm going to plant my rosemary since it grows vertical and tall. For the middle rows, I'm gonna put the herbs that kind of grow fuller and cascade over that look really beautiful, like oregano and thyme. At the bottom, I chose to put shorter plants that are a little more bushy, like peppermint and basil. This herb garden is looking better than I even imagined. It brings so much life to this space, and I love this little finishing touch that I added, these copper labels, just to describe each row and what herbs I've planted. You can actually use a chalk marker, so these labels you can personalize and customize whatever way you want. Let's talk about maintenance because I know you're thinking, well, I don't have a green thumb. How am I gonna keep this vertical herb garden alive? The first thing is making sure that it gets plenty of exposure to sun. You wanna make sure that you choose a space that gets at least 4 hours of full sun exposure, but herbs like rosemary, lavender, or basil, they can tolerate up to 8 hours of sun. The biggest thing when it comes to herb gardens or plants is do not overwater. It gets very tempting to want to add water. Don't do that. You want to make sure that the soil is nice and moist. My biggest tip is I take out each pot when I want to add a little bit of water, let the excess drain, and then I put it back in the pouch. Pruning and harvesting is a big one, and let me tell you the best tip I ever learned in gardening. You want to make sure that you prune from the top, and this might feel counterintuitive because you see all those bushy leaves at the bottom, especially when you think about basil, for example, but what you're going to do is take the leaves at the top and you're going to take your little shears and cut between one leaf and the other. Some people call this a node, but it's literally right underneath where the leaf meets the stem. But here's one of my favorite hacks for preserving herbs. Take some of your favorite herbs like basil, rinse them off and roll them up, slice them, and then put about a tablespoon into an ice cube tray. Next, cover it with good extra virgin olive oil, about a tablespoon, and freeze. Now you have these amazing herb flavor bombs that you can use in so many different dishes. One of my favorite ways to use these is just adding them to sauces or adding them to the skillet before you cook any of your favorite proteins or vegetables. There is something so modern and cool about this shoe organizer vertical garden. It's great that each herb has its own pocket. There's something so convenient about having my herb garden right beside my kitchen. I can grab whatever herbs I need, take the pot out of the pocket, put it beside the stove, grab the herbs, and put it right back. I really hope this video encourages you to create your own vertical herb garden no matter what your space and to use more fresh herbs in your cooking. I loved making this video for you. I cannot wait to see what your vertical herb garden looks like. Post a photo on Instagram and tag me. And don't forget to tune in next week for another episode of Simply. I'm Brandi, and I'll see you next time. Bye.